The streets will never make you grow. It's not a seed, it's a gutter. There's no happy endings in this life. So this is my message to you. The streets will never love you back.
Pow. What's up, guys? Well, today I'm going to be talking about Dirty Danny Mongelli. Dirty Danny Mongelli was a Brooklyn guy, a Bonanno wise guy that got straightened out around the time of 89 to 91. One of those years he was straightened out. Now, I remember Danny back in the day when he was a kid. I met him through Georgie Adamo. Little Georgie Adamo, when we ran Bath Avenue, we were kids, and this kid, Dirty Danny, would come around. He would come into the social club, Anthony Spell's social club, and I didn't know him. Little Georgie introduced me to him, and Georgie said, "Yeah, it's Dirty Danny." But I tell you, he wasn't a ballsy kid when we knew him. Little Georgie Adamo, every time he would come around, we would abuse him. You know, we would fight with him, and we would chase him off the avenue, and that's where he went to Avenue U. Now, Bath Avenue growing up was a tough neighborhood. You know, when kids came around or guys came around, they really didn't want to stay too long because there was always something going on in Bath Avenue. Bath Avenue was the slums of Brooklyn. It really was. It was the slums. That's why I grew up in the slums of Brooklyn. Bath Avenue was a shithole. Okay, everyone from Bath Avenue was considered pretty crazy, low, drug dealers, murderers, people getting killed left and right. There were social clubs on every block, and it was known to be a crazy neighborhood and a crazy avenue. So Dirty Danny, this is Dirty Danny. Dirty Danny will come to Bath Avenue, and Little Georgie Adamo would always abuse him, seriously. And like Georgie, I remember one time scuffling him, abusing him, and him chasing him, and him running away. But Dirty Danny was he wasn't what everyone thought he was. But he's the guy who set up Louis Tuzio for his death. Louis Tuzio was a kid in the neighborhood that was around the Bonannos. He's the one who killed Gus Faraci and a few other people in the neighborhood. He wanted to get straightened out so bad. And after he shot Gus Faraci, he also shot the guy Joe Scafani. And that's where he signed his death certificate. After that, he walked into Anthony Spell's social club. He said he wanted recognition for the Gus Faraci murder. And that's when Sparrow ordered him dead. And Dirty Danny makes an appointment with Louis Tuzio, and he tells him, he says, "You know what? We're going to straighten you out." Louis Tuzio meets him. Dirty Danny sets him up. I'm not sure who the trigger guy is. It could have been little Robbie Lino, someone else. Tommy Karate finds out that he's marked for death, and Tommy Karate wants to save him, but he can't save him. Tommy Karate can't save him because the guy that he shot by accident, Louis Tuzio, was a wise guy and a wise guy's son. So Tommy Karate couldn't do anything about it. So Dirty Danny eventually sets up Louis Tuzio, kills him, and he gets 24 years later on, about 20 years later, he gets convicted for his murder, Louis Tuzio, and a few other murders with little Robbie Lino. He takes a 20-year bid. Now, Dirty Danny today is home. He's sitting with an ankle bracelet on his ankle, and he rised up to become a captain in the Bonanno crime family. Now, he wasn't a strong captain. He was a regular captain. He wasn't strong like back in the day. You had some strong captains. But it's something how a guy like this made it to become a captain in the Bonanno crime family. I remember him just coming to the Avenue all dirty, sloppied up, and always running back to Avenue U because Bate Avenue was too tough for him. But he was a high level mobster from Staten Island, and he 54 years old at the time. Now he's being treated for prostate cancer. And what happened was he caught the coronavirus while he was doing prison time. So that actually saved his life because by him catching the coronavirus, the Bureau of Prisons let him out early. So they let him out 3 years early. I don't think he's no longer a Bonanno captain, but in this day and age, the BOP is letting a lot of people out of jail today before their sentence is up. For instance, you had Chicky DiMartino. He just came home. He was a Colombo wise guy. Mike Spinelli was another wise guy out of the Lucchese crime family who got straightened out in prison. I don't think he's acknowledged in the street because if you get straightened out in prison, it's not the ceremony that they give you in the street. You know, you prick your finger, you burn a saint in your hand, and a lot of people acknowledge you. You know what I mean? The ceremony is very important in the mob that you go through it. You know what I mean? Usually the boss is there or the underboss, a couple captains, and getting straightened out in a prison cell is a lot different than getting straightened out outside in the street. But also they just cut off a couple people's sentences of years. And this is what's going on now. They're trying to push people out of prison, especially wise guys and people with violent crimes. So, but today's subject is Dirty Danny. In this photo, you have Frankie Lino, you have Lawrence Mongelli, that's Anthony Canali. Anthony Canali was a big pot guy. Behind Frankie Lino is Anthony Basili with the sunglasses on. Okay, I did some time with him. I knew him from the street. He was involved in a couple murders. And Danny Mongelli, in this photo, he was just a wise guy. Now, when he became a wise guy, Frankie Lino put him up to get straightened out. Frankie Lino liked him a lot, and he wanted him to become a wise guy. He figured he deserved it. And when you're around these captains, eventually they're going to put you up and become a wise guy. Now, there was a time when Joe Benanti could have became a captain. Joe Benanti refused it because Joe Benanti didn't want other guys to report to him. When Paulie Galino heard of Joe Benanti refusing it, Paulie G went to go see Joe Benanti and told Joe Benanti, Joe, why would you refuse becoming a captain? We're over here. We're on your team. We need a guy like you to become a captain. This way you could put us up. And Joe Benanti told Paulie G, he said, you know what, Paul? He said, I can't deal with other guys reporting to me. I don't trust a lot of people. And, me and Paulie G, we said, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. But in that life, there's a lot of betrayal, as you know. But I wanted to share this story with you to share light. But also, here's Robbie Lino and Bruno Intellicato. Robbie Lino is almost up with his sentence too. He has a couple more years left. When he comes home, I'm sure he's going to be a captain. A guy like Robert Lino could even make it to become an underboss. Bruno Intellicato, he's going to be home soon too, within the next year or two. This guy will probably go straight to becoming a boss or an underboss. But the feds are going to be up his ass because a guy like that, I don't think he has the smarts to stay in the street. I think right away he's going to get pinched, get violated, and go right back to prison. But these guys in the Bonanno family, a lot of guys are coming home. Fabrizio Di Francischi, he should be home in a couple years. I think Fabrizio is capable to become a captain. But then again, who wants these new guys reporting to you? You don't know anybody. You can't trust anybody. And the way the mob is, there ain't too many stand-up guys. And, who wants to come home, violate, go back to prison? When you come home, you want to come home forever. But this is what's going on in the Bonanno crime family. Danny Mongelli, he is going through radiation treatments now. I heard he's on his deathbed. He's not feeling good at all. And, he's ready to die real soon. So, all that time you did, you come home to your family, you spend a couple years, and then you're on your deathbed. I mean, it don't sound like a good life to me, not at all. And the little time I spent in that life, thank God I'm out of it. I had my share of my heartbreak, my pain, my suffering, and now I'm at a better place. But these wise guys, what they do is, say, for example, a guy like Louis Tuzio. Louis Tuzio was a Mad Hatter, committed a couple murders, and then eventually they tell him, you know what, we're going to straighten you out. And in return, what they do is they take his life and they kill him. It's just a treachery world, and it's a world I'm so happy I'm not a part of no more. But I hope you enjoyed this story. I'm going to be throwing out a couple stories at a time today. So with that said, enjoy. I got Tommy Dates tonight at 7 p.m. I also want to give a shout out to Fatball Sicilian and Gunsmoke the Don. My two guys, they're very dear friends of mine. With that said, I love every one of you. Thank you so much for the support you give me and the love. And I'll see you on my next video. I love you guys. Bye, guys.
The streets will never make you grow. It's not a seed, it's a gutter. There's no happy endings in this life. So this is my message to you. The streets will never love you back.